No, the IRS needs to process the rest of these 2019 forms. At that point, I feel like a lot of people might see some changes or might see some adjustments to their applications. So that needs to be adjusted. The SBA might need more workers that understand what's going on and aren't that trigger happy to deny your applications. And we as a whole need to bring more awareness to this because small businesses all around are in need of this assistance. What's going on, everyone? This is RFBM, Raising the Financial Bar with Mar. So I know it's been a while, so let's just get right into it with the Eidl grant updates, statuses, and just checking in to see how everybody's doing. So for those of you that are still waiting back in February and haven't heard a response as far as it relates to the status on your application from the point in which you logged into your portal and it still says submitted, please be patient. I know that it's been a waiting game for a while and you want to know if there's any steps you can take, which there may be depending on what's going on with your application. But recently I've noticed through the Reddit, Facebook groups, and comments that I've seen that people have waited up to 50 to 60 days and they finally had their status switched to approval. So I think in that instance, some people just have to wait until they get to you when they get to you, because the way it's looking, the SBA doesn't have one singular route as far as it relates to getting approved and getting funded. So we're just gonna have to keep staying tuned. If you're having some issues with your application, you know, all of these things, be sure to check out my previous video where I discussed potential things you can do to try to counteract that denial. But like I said before in a previous video, they don't really have a reconsideration line, but you can attempt to be reconsidered. The best thing I tell everyone to do is just try, because at the end of the day, they're not running to try to give you this funding, and I don't think the sense of urgency is there as much as it should be. And as I've stated before, check your emails, check your spam folder, and if you see a call from a phone number that might say 1-800 or the 202 area code, give it an answer, because that may be an SBA loan officer attempting to get in contact with you. Check your 2019 transcripts just to make sure that everything looks good on your end. Some people are just waking up to seeing their portal updated to approved or seeing their status funded and then receiving the money the following day. So I don't really know what's going on, man. So as I've stated before, it's no guarantee that they'll do anything, but give it a chance. Email them at targetedadvance@sba.gov. Send them your amended returns. And yes, a lot of people receive an automated response, but there's been some people that have received a response directly from an individual and they've had their issue resolved after the fact. And then there seems to be some issue where somebody logs into their portal and it says approved, and they log back in again and then it says error. So has anybody else had that issue? Comment below and I'll call the SBA and try to look into it and see what the reason is. But so far what I've heard, nobody has an explanation as to why that's going on. But once again, that's another SBA glitch, which leads me to believe that there might be some issue with the collection of data to determine if someone's experienced a 30% economic loss or more. And I don't know, we're going to have to look into trying to reach out to Congress and other representatives, because the SBA Customer Service doesn't seem to have an explanation as to why that continues to happen. And like I said before, I can tell you my personal story and draw information from different pages as far as it relates to social media and even the press releases from the SBA. But that guy Jason is a crazy workhorse, and you know, they have others like Max and some other guys on here that have a little bit more intel. So whenever you're not sure if I have the information you need, try to contact them and they can get you a little bit closer. And also, I want to continue to tell you to implore you to, if you have already been reached out to and denied by a loan officer, to email them and attempt to send your documentation proving that the reason that they denied you is inaccurate. If you were denied because they didn't have a record of your 2019 tax returns, although you did file correctly and timely your information, please let me know. Also, drop your comment down under this video. For those of you that are not in a low-income community, like I said, I'm not an expert and I'm not telling you what to do, but personally, if it was me and I'm not in a low-income community and I received the invite, I would still apply anyways, because me personally, I would think the worst they can do is say no. And a lot of people have been receiving these emails, and I've noticed that some people that are not in the low-income community that received the email and applied actually were approved. So why not? You know, let the SBA determine whether you qualify or not. That would be my suggestion. So disregard the low-income map. If you receive the invite, just go ahead and apply for it. And as far as the $5,000 supplemental grant, I'm assuming that they're going to go through the same process as they did with the targeted, but the stipulations might be slightly different. But don't quote me on that. We'll just continue to stay posted on it. Since the SBA has, increased the volume as it relates to sending the grants, the previous 10,000, so, and the remaining balance to applicants. So who knows when exactly they're going to start sending the supplemental grant out, but we should see some movement in the forthcoming weeks. So they suffered 50% or more as far as it relates to economic decline or decrease, and it applies to 10 or fewer employees. And hopefully they don't make the stipulation that it has to just be a low-income community. But like I said, we don't really know. Now, I know some people might put that in their headlines or discuss a little bit of it here and there, but we can't really be sure because the SBA hasn't put a direct press release or direction on how they're going to allocate these funds. I really feel for everybody. I want everybody to receive some of this relief because there's billions of dollars allocated to this program. And I will continue to keep making these updates. I have other content as well on my page, but I'm seeing that this is the prime favorite. So that's why I've been continuing to keep on working towards getting more updates on this. Although there continues to be a lot of problems going on with the Eidl program overall, today I'm just talking about the Eidl grant, however. It's still refreshing to see so many people that are being able to get approved and soon to be switched their status from approved to funded, which me personally, I was able to receive the funds the following day after my status saying funded. So there's good news in that, but the fact that there's so many people getting declined is alarming. And the only thing we can do is continue to try to reach out to what representatives we can and gain some exposure. So that's why I suggest you reach out to Jason, go on his Twitter. As always, I truly appreciate the support. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and commenting, and let me know your status. And for those of you that haven't already, comment below and let me know what's going on, and I'll see what I can do to help you, or if I can research the topic and see if somebody else can educate me on the topic, or I'll even call the SBA, because I want everybody to get their money, and we're going to continue to keep working on that process so everybody gets their funding. So if you enjoyed this content, please give it a like. I'll continue to keep making more content, and subscribe as well. Turn on the post notifications. And once more, this is RFBM, Raising the Financial Bar with Mar. Peace.
Our own mind has to be changed. We have to change our mind about ourselves.
But this world is such a gimme. Everybody back off. Everybody's like taught that from school.
I don't come to bow, I come to conquer.